Hey, my name's ShawNshawN. I sell art on ShawNshawN.co for 15 years. Today we're going to review Vengeance. So this is a film by B.J. Novak. Time is an hour and 47 minutes, so pretty tightly edited. I think I like that sweet spot in an hour and a half, so I think this is right on target. Actors are B.J. Novak plays Ben Manalowitz, so he's actually playing himself. He's the writer, director, and key star. A little bit cocky, I would say. Boyd Holbrook is Ty Shaw. Dove Cameron plays Kansas City Shaw. Issa Rae plays Eloise, the editor. Ashton Kutcher plays Quentin Sellers, this local music producer. Isabella Amara plays Paris Shaw, one of the sisters. J. Smith Cameron plays Sharon Shaw, I think that's the mother, or maybe the grandmother. Eli Bickel plays El Stupido Shaw, aka Mason. So the story is this reporter, he's in New York City, and he gets this weird call about a death of some girl he kind of was hooking up with here and there, but not really serious. And it turns out the family thinks that they're almost engaged or something, and it's like, oh, we're going to have the funeral for her, and he's like, oh shit, so he has to fly out to Texas, right? It's the middle of nowhere, Texas. So he comes out there and they have this weird conspiracy that some Mexican drug lord was killing her or something, or ODing her. The more he looks into it, he kind of looks into it as a podcast. He's going to investigate. So he's got a really juicy story with this weird, family conspiracy in Texas. It turns out a little bit different but towards the end. So it has some nice twists and turns in the story. So it has a lot of stereotypes of New York City and Texas, especially in the beginning. I felt the New York dialogue kind of really sucked. I almost walked out on the movie because it was so bad in the beginning. They're just talking over each other, disconnected, disjointed, which people talk like that. But the dialogue just wasn't interesting. It didn't really flow well. It wasn't really interesting. I don't know. I just felt it was really badly written. The Texas dialogue's fine. I think it flowed way more natural. Felt like a real dialogue. Yeah, just the weird beginning was so weird with the New York City. It's really interesting. It starts with this overdose at this girl, and then it turns into a murder conspiracy when he shows up. He's like, ooh, this is an interesting story. These people think it's a murder. And then it turns out there's like this real story underneath that he uncovers the very last act 3, right? So it's really interesting too, because you kind of a twist and turn about who the real murderer of this poor girl is. There's also this ridiculous point of the whole family loving Whataburger and they don't know what to say. It's just completely idiotic. I lived in a small town before and no one's like, oh, we love the Whataburger. I would like it, the Whataburger. Like, this is so Hollywood. I'm in the Hollywood. I tell you what, these poor small folk, they think a Whataburger is very good and that's all they can say. So that was really simplistic, really kind of dumb. I would say half the family with someone would probably be like, I like this, I like that, I want this other stuff. But for whatever reason, everyone in the family, I like a Whataburger. Why do you like the Whataburger? It's open. Yeah, the script in the beginning, I would have rewrote that whole scene. I mean, the scene was okay, but it was just like the dialogue just sucks. Like, it doesn't flow very well. The also thing about the New York sets in the beginning of the movie, they feel very stagey. You feel like it's a set. You don't really feel like it's a natural lighting at all, which movies obviously are not natural settings, but you have to make it feel like a natural setting. You don't want, the lighting's just off in this. It sticks out glaringly. It doesn't have a nice tone. Like, I would say my lighting is better than this fucking movie for the New York scene. And I'm just one guy with the camera, right? But I was like, man, this fucking lighting here is better than that shit. I just think what they should have done is color corrected and toned down when they have a way darker, because it was really like bright, and it was like, why is this so bright? You're at a club at night. It's got to feel dark, So they should have taken like a little bit of cues from the Batman and thrown, 10% of the Batman into this film. It would have been like 100% better on the New York scene set. But the lighting is definitely a C, I would say. It's a fun dive into small town Texas with rodeos and a small time drug scene, party scene. And so you get into that kind of like, how do these small towns get into opioids and the opioid epidemic a little bit. So they got a little bit, but not much more to the story than that. Again, a lot of the story rides on a lot of stereotypes of New York City, a lot of stereotypes about Texas. So there's not much more to the story than that. I liked Ashton Kutcher. I liked his character a lot, being this producer, and it turns out he's actually a drug dealer as well. So that was pretty interesting. So he had a nice character. I think some of the characters are really nicely built up and developed, but then some of it just doesn't have any point. Like the Whataburger scenes, like, oh, the Whataburger. Like that was supposed to be the big plot twist or something. You're like, it's just so dumb. I mean, I lived in a small town. No one was like, I like the local burger. It's so good. There is no really good burger place, but I mean, Whataburger is pretty good. It's like In-N-Out and it's good, but I mean, you have people that don't like In-N-Out. Like, I think In-N-Out burgers fries suck, Like, that's an honest fucking opinion, not like, In-N-Out, it's so good, I live California, everything good there, you know, it's like so dumb. Anyway, I hope you guys like my review. If you like to subscribe, you can subscribe below. And I'll see you in the next movie review. Thanks for watching, guys.